Few cities in the world can claim to be a cultural capital and a wildlife destination. Even fewer can lay claim to being one of the most beautiful cities on earth. In Africa, there is one city that has a great ocean front, incredible mountains, wildlife at its doorstep, and all the amenities of a European capital. That city is Cape Town, South Africa. This diverse city is a destination unto itself. It is one of the most scenic drives in the world, an awe-inspiring mountainous backbone, and one of the greatest botanical gardens on earth, and is the commercial capital of a country that drives the economic engine for all of Africa. Join us today as we explore Cape Town, a little paradise by the seashore.
Jumbo, I'm Bill Ball, and I'm going to be your guide on this episode of Journeys in Africa. And this is Africa.
The Africa experience was summed up by Ernest Hemingway when he said, "All I wanted to do was to get back to Africa. We had not left it yet, but when I would wake at night, I would lie, listening, homesick for it already." Join us each week as we explore the entire continent of Africa, from the plains of the Serengeti to the heights of Kilimanjaro and all points in between. We'll introduce you to the history, culture, and wildlife of one of the most exotic and extraordinary places on earth. Journeys in Africa. The first stop is one of my favorites, Kirstenbosch Gardens. It is the centerpiece of a number of national gardens designed to highlight the large diversity of plant life that exists in South Africa, and specifically the Cape region. You don't have to be a botanist or horticulturalist to enjoy these immense gardens. With something always blooming, there is no bad time to visit. I like to visit in their winter, our summer, when the protea are blooming. This strange-looking family of flowers is native to South Africa, and the variety, colors, and sizes are a wonder. Protea have been cultivated around the world because of their beauty and durability. For instance, in the US, Hawaii has several protea farms.
So here's one of those trade-offs. August is the month that the cable car up to Table Mountain is shut down for annual repairs. But August is also a great month for the big bloom, where wildflowers bloom everywhere around the Cape area. So what you have to do is a little research, make some choices, and then you're going to be happy with the results that you have when you finally get there.
But the gardens is more than protea or any other local flora. It is a nature reserve, home to many species of birds and small mammals. This is one of the prime birding locations in Cape Town. Best time is early in the morning, but any time of day can yield a colorful and exciting sunbird or other feathered friends to check off your birding life list. After seeing the wonders of Kirstenbosch Gardens, it was time to see many of these incredible flowers in the wild. Just a short and incredibly scenic drive out of Cape Town, there is such a place, Cape of Good Hope National Park. But before we enter the gates of this near-urban park, you have a choice to make. Drive the quickest way there and see some nice little towns, or go into the hills and experience a drive that rivals the most scenic anywhere. For me, it was a no-brainer. Go where the beauty of the mountains meets the sea. The first wonder you come across is a set of sharp, still rising peaks called the Apostles. These rock edifices get the apostolic designation because there are 12 of them. This is one photo stop that is a must on a clear day. This road is called Chapman's Drive, and it winds its way over hills and along the coast, giving one eye-popping experience after another. You need to leave yourself a whole day to do the drive, visit the park and the associated attractions, and even then, it won't seem sufficient. Just before arriving at Cape of Good Hope National Park, there is an unusual attraction worth an hour or so of your time, an ostrich farm. Ostrich farming was once the rage in the US, But here in South Africa, it is a different story. It is a viable and growing business. Here at the farm, there are few ostrich parts that go to waste. The meat is a delicacy that is found in many Cape Town restaurants. The infertile eggs are carved by local craftsmen into true works of art. The feathers are made into boas and other decorative items, and the biggest earner of all is the hide, which can be made in high-end shoes and purses. Over 2/3 of the value of an ostrich in South Africa is from the leather, though I seem more taken with the feathered boas. The farm gives tours of their facilities and an education on the ostrich that is second to none. The bird is quite a marvel, though not for its intelligence. Ostriches are not bright. They aren't so dumb that they stick their head in the sand when danger approaches, as some cartoons and tales would have you believe. The keeper gave us a tour. Pierre told us from the day to day the ostriches don't even recognize him when he comes to feed him. Ostrich, he explained, rely on instinct, their speed up to 45 miles per hour, and a deadly kick reinforced by their sharp, flesh-ripping claws to survive in the wilds of Africa. Ostrich breed easily in captivity and can multiple clutch, meaning laying new eggs if the old ones are lost. The farm takes the eggs from the adults and incubates them in large, automated machines that automatically rotates the eggs as the parents would do in the wild. The eggs are interesting in their own right. They are incredibly strong and are not easily broken, which is a great adaptation that deters egg thieves and predators. In the wild, ostrich actually will share one nest and several females may lay their eggs in it. The dominant female, though, always takes the center position for her eggs, giving them a better protection. The female and male take turns sitting on the nest. During the day, it is usually the female, which is why she is a drab brown, easier day camouflage. The male's jet black color is better suited for night sitting. The male and female raise the young, with male taking the lead in feeding instructions and protecting the family. Here at the farm, that job falls to the caretakers. The young are separated by age and moved to progressively larger pens. The younger, more vulnerable birds are kept inside. Like any kind of livestock farm, scientific practices and new computerized technology has helped the farmer increase productivity and profit. But like all animal husbandry, there are big risks. Disease, predators, the national park is just across the road, and rising feed costs, not even considering the fluctuations in the market and demand. Today, though, this farm and the ostrich business in general is steady. There was one thing I wanted to do, though, before leaving: feed an ostrich. Ostrich are aggressive eaters, so the handful of food offered to them goes quickly. Birds have no teeth, so ostrich swallow everything whole, so the food disappears in the blink of an ostrich eye. I still have all 5. Now that I had so much new, exciting information on ostrich, I wanted to see some in the wild. That would be easy, because one of the best national parks for seeing wild ostrich is just across the road, the Cape of Good Hope National Park. Like all South African parks, there is a per-person entry fee. The fee is not cheap, running somewhere between $20 and $30 per day per person, depending on the park. But South Africa maintains their parks, roads, and facilities as well as any country in the world, and better than most. I never feel bad about paying park fees when I know they're going towards maintaining the refuge. Cape of Good Hope was proclaimed a national park in 1998. It was set up primarily to protect the landscape surrounding the historic point. The first to navigate around the Cape of Good Hope on the way to the spice-producing countries in the east was Bartholomew Diaz in 1488. This waterway would quickly eclipse the land route that was controlled by the Arabs. Europe wanted to cut out the middleman and speed up access to these precious commodities. The best way to do that was around Africa. It didn't take long to see our first wild ostrich. Though the park was initially set up to protect the Cape's landscape, it soon became a wildlife and flora reserve as well.